So there's this crazy online world. You know you need an incredible website. You hear digital marketing, online marketing. You gotta get online, man. You gotta get digital, man. But what exactly are you supposed to put on your website anyway? Today we're gonna go over what are the 3 most important parts of your website so you can answer that question once and for all. Cool, so I'm Matt from Rocket Expansion, the digital marketing agency you may know, and this is Greg Gunner from Co-Foundry Software Development House, and today we are going to help you answer this question.
Yeah, cool. This is a lovely topic and everyone needs to know this information, so let's do it.
Awesome. So the very first thing we're going to go over is, what are the 3 most important parts of your website? If we could just sum it up, it's very simple. The appearance, what does it actually look like? The message your website gives, and what's actually the purpose of your website. Does it serve that purpose? So we're going to cover each of these in more detail. So firstly, appearance. Why is this important?
Yeah, look, I mean, everyone judges something the moment that they see it. Like, it's one of those first things, and
everybody judges a book by its cover. I'm sorry, that is, you're not supposed to do it, but everybody does it.
It is. It's a way the world works, right? So the right colors, the right shapes, the right information in the right spots, like that all communicate something to the individual who instantly sees it. It's got to be good.
And people love beautiful things. I mean, it's whether we like it or not, the fact that actors and actresses all look pretty good is not a coincidence. People like looking at things that look good. So if your website looks good, chances are they're going to keep on looking at it, and chances are they're going to keep on looking at it long enough to get to our next point, which is, what does your website actually communicate? What's the message you're giving people, or are you even giving people a message at all?
Absolutely, man. And the fascinating thing is how much you have to control that message as well, right? Because you can't just go there and just plaster this information out to them. It'll be too confusing. You have to control how that cycle of communication is happening so that you're getting the message across to that individual.
Like, have you ever seen these websites, Greg, where there's like this, you arrive there, there's like blowing, just like some, I don't know, they're selling some business product or something. There's this like video with trees blowing in the wind somewhere, and it says like, elevate, saturate, I don't know, accentuate, join our journey now. That's the call to action.
Yeah, exactly. Pointless.
What does that mean? Where's the message? It's all, the appearance is beautiful. The website looks gorgeous. You know, it really looks like top quality. You know, you're willing to spend $100,000 on this thing, but like, on what?
Absolutely, man. And even like sliders. Sliders are like slightly my pet hate. Because they just take the simplicity and they try to just stick in a picture there and some text and then, you know, do it 5 times. And the problem is, it violates communication because it's there and then suddenly it disappears and the next one comes up and then...
And they're trying to sell a story. Nobody stays on a website for a full 30 seconds waiting for these 7-second slides to go by so they can read the story. It just doesn't happen.
Nah, it doesn't work, man.
So another example of how actually appearance and message can actually clash. You can have a beautiful appearance, but the message actually is gone because you haven't actually realized that each one of these things has to be completely in on itself.
Yeah, correct.
So then the third one, which is pretty simple, but it's often neglected, is what is the purpose of your website, and does your website actually fulfill that purpose? Maybe you can give us some examples of different purposes websites might have.
Yeah, absolutely. Like probably the easiest first one is like an e-commerce store, you know, or an e-commerce site. Its purpose is to sell the product. So get people in, promote the product, get them to buy it and pay, and then, you know, put in the checkout and whatever the case is. Like, that's the single most purpose of that site. So don't get confusion with other purposes. You know, there's other ones like...
So like if you had a lead generation site, for example,
Exactly.
totally different. So let's say you didn't sell anything on your website, but the whole purpose of your website was just to get people to fill out a form and book a call with your sales team. Very different, right? You wouldn't have to have a whole way of putting your credit card details online and a whole synced with the shipping thing, and there wouldn't be anything like that, right? Totally different. And you're probably going to have much more information to try to educate the people, to show, okay, cool, this is the right choice for me. You're probably going to be selling something that's much more expensive than just, you know, a quick buy here. Whereas an e-commerce site's going to be designed very different. It's going to be cool, they're going to shop quickly, you're on them, you want to grab their attention, you want a very smooth cart system where they can just, as many little clicks as possible. Like look at Amazon, as little clicks as possible, buy with the one click. It's all about just getting the person through there, paying and out of there, because they know they've got a short amount of time. Whereas, okay, it's maybe the lead generation thing, you still want to make it fast, but usually there's a much more of an education type aspect to get that person going, oh, okay, cool. So it's a different purpose, right?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, it's brilliant that you mentioned the education, because that's the most thing. When you're selling something, you really are trying to educate. You're really trying to increase that person's understanding of what it is that you're doing and what the values are, so they can recognize that, and then they are able to make a decision, right? So that is the purpose. So you have to really angle on that and always understand what is the need that you're trying to satisfy. What's that end user need that you got to get to, and that ultimately is leading to your purpose, you know? So yeah.
I think one more aspect of this purpose thing that we should just quickly cover is, because this is sometimes done stupidly badly, is you need to have a call to action. Whatever that purpose is, you have to tell people what to do very clearly to go ahead and fulfill that purpose.
Exactly.
E-commerce store, probably going to be something like shop now, buy now, shop the range, and then like add to cart, or buy now, or something you need to be super clear, obvious. People know when they click this button, it's going to take them here and they know what to expect. Then people click that button if they want to, you know.
Exactly.
Lead generation is going to be call us, email us, you know,
Exactly.
inquiry form, you know, submit appointment request, book a consultation. You need to make sure people know exactly what to do on your website, and this is one thing that I see too often is like, there's like one button that's hard to find. Like the worst possible thing you can do if you're trying to generate leads is make it hard to find a way to get in touch with you.
Yeah, absolutely. That's probably like the biggest one we see all the time. Oh man.
So the purpose,
that and absolutely like this just mountain of information just flying at you on the screen, like different colors and whatever, and then the person has no clue where they're going to. They just get so confused, and often they'll leave, like the increased bounce rate that you were talking about the other day, right? That whole purpose goes out the window and the bounce rate goes crazy, and then you're not getting any leads. Like, why?
Maybe actually we can just bounce back to message. You brought a brilliant point here. Now, one thing people do not understand with websites and message online is you do not want to put a lot of information on your website. Absolutely minimum. You want big, bold headings with as little words as possible. Websites should have as little words as possible. Lots of space, small, like short sentences. You know, people scroll the internet like this.
Yep.
Mostly on a mobile phone. Like 85% of people visit websites, generally it's on a mobile phone. And you know, there's big text, they see what that big text is. They might read the little text underneath it, which is still in big, like 19-point font size. It's not tiny, it's big and legible, so it's super easy. You want people to super easily consume your message. And you, like Greg said, you don't want to have like, blah, 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 and you know, we've been in business for 35 years, and we won all these awards, and this was what they said about us at the award. Nobody cares. Nobody could care less. They want to come there and see, is this for me? Is this satisfying what I want? Do these big call out bullet points speak to exactly what I want? Yes, good, I'll keep reading. Good, okay, this seems to be right. How do I buy? Oh, there's a big call to action that says buy now, or there's a big call to action that says book a call. That's what you want. Simple, but you still want to make that beautiful, minimum content, and serving the purpose.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep it simple, make sure it does its goal, and always make sure you're controlling that experience. Like, control that experience. Don't make assumptions. Do not make assumptions. Make it simple, easy, boom, they're done.
Lovely. So cool. If you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We're going to be making a lot more of these. See you again soon.